So I felt this jelly substance, okay? It transformed into another being or body, which I couldn't see, but I knew, sense that there was a jelly substance next to me. A new form of being that's being developed. A jelly substance that is being placed within our body as a blueprint of a new being. Hello, everyone. Heidi here. I felt the need to talk a little bit about our recent session we had, Andreas and I, as we were experiencing some things in the session and our contact with Dolores Cannon as well. When I do these sessions, here's the thing, is that I have found from the beginning of going under in trance that you basically have to be completely centered and allow things to come through, even though they might be fearful, or maybe you don't understand them, and maybe you're not supposed to understand them right away. So through all the sessions that we have done, a lot of times I don't even listen to them, but I heard a voice within me say, go back and listen to your session. And I kind of wish I've been doing this sooner, because it makes more sense to me on the reason why things are appearing the way they are. So in the session from the beginning, I'm going to point out a few things that have happened within it, things I've sensed, felt, and go from there. So I don't want this to be too long. We're just going to kind of go to the point here. In the beginning, I was stepping on, before I went into my garden, people. And people were on the ground and they weren't moving. So the first thing that I thought in my mind was, we're dying. Like, there is a massive craziness going on and people are on the ground and I'm walking over them, and of course you can kind of go from there on what I was thinking. Everything is a symbol, okay? We have symbols everywhere throughout our day, and there are symbols in the news, the people that are speaking, the elites. They know this. That's how they communicate with each other as well. They know that there are people on the outside world, and that's how they communicate with them as well in the audience. But a lot of us aren't aware of this, okay? In these sessions, these symbols come in ways that will show me things to be able to explore and express on things that are happening in our world today. By seeing this scene, it basically is showing that we as human beings are being trampled on. We are no longer going to be the same being that we were yesterday, because there's always change. But there are also ones on this planet that no longer want us to be in our bodies. Symbols, okay? We are supposed to be working with our bodies. That is our awareness through feelings, okay? We are no longer in the time of our minds. And through all the chaos going on in our world today is creating confusion within our mind and our thoughts. And that's what these energies want us to do. They don't want us to feel and to have our knowing throughout our body. What I mean by feeling is, if you ever get someone that tells you something and you feel tight in your gut, or you feel these chills and a feeling of like, I want to go there, or I want to meet this person, or that is a feeling within your body, okay? It's your awareness. And once you start to understand this more, your whole life goes into a direction that your higher self or self has always wanted you to see. But there are many reasons why this is not wanting to be allowed here on this planet Earth. That's a whole nother topic that I'm not going to go into. But from this specific session that Andres and I did, there came a point where, as I was transforming, when you go deeper into the session, you actually become you become more aware of what's going on. So I felt this jelly substance, okay? It transformed into another being or body, which I couldn't see, but I knew, sense that there was a jelly substance next to me.
Before. In 2012, DARPA acknowledges a brain-machine interface. That is, AI, artificial intelligence, and the human brain will form a neural network.
It was holding my hand. A new form of being that's being developed. Symbols, okay? A jelly substance that is being placed within our body as a blueprint of a new being.
So also to note that DARPA funded a company that produces soft, flexible hydrogels. I've mentioned hydrogels in the past. Injected beneath the skin to perform health monitoring. Important you hear this. They sync to a smartphone app to give the user immediate health insights. However, hydrogel nanotechnology grows and spreads in the body once implanted.
A jelly substance that is being placed within our body as a blueprint.
However, hydrogel nanotechnology grows and spreads in the body once implanted. We do not know how this affects our DNA. We know that it can send information directly and continuously to an artificial intelligence.
That there will be change, there will be tracking, there will be enforcement and control. Okay, when you have that coming forward, there's fear, and then there becomes violence, and we were already seeing this already. And then we also have the outside world of people who are all of love and light and want this world to succeed and don't want to feel that negative energy. They feel that if they think or even put their thoughts into that's going to disrupt the love and light. But in reality, we are on a planet right now where everything is shifting, and the vibration of each and every single individual person is not going to be the same. It's like the yin and the yang, the black and the white. Everything is opposite, okay? It can't be all the same. And that's what we need to learn. So people choose to not be aware of certain things in our community because it's fearful to them and they don't want to go into that energy. However, we shall never be naive that as what we're experiencing now is a change, okay? And there are many of us that are not centered, that are in our thoughts, and we can't change anybody but ourselves. We are not in control of our neighbors. We are not in control of our children. We are not in control of our mothers and fathers and friends. We are not in control of our government. We are only in control of us. But we do see symbols on the outside right now. And to be aware and to be prepared, because, and this is what I'm going to tell you, that the ones that are grounded have a voice and they feel like they need to speak. And if you feel like you need to speak, speak, okay? Because you got to get that energy out. You got to get it out of your throat chakra. Get it out. Because if you don't, it will affect you bodily wise. And if you don't understand that, then we can do a whole nother video on chakras. But there are ones that want to speak, and the ones that speak become extremely frustrated at times because people are not listening, because again, they're in their thoughts, okay? The ones that are aware and are wanting to speak will become depleted in their energy. They will become frustrated because, again, you're not in control of anybody but yourself at this moment in time, okay? So there was something as I was listening to the video, Andres had asked, what are these people who are trying to show others on the awareness, what are they supposed to do? Well, play the game, okay? Play the game. What does that mean? Play the game. Do something that is not authentic to you, because sure enough, that doesn't sound good to me. And no, you always be your authentic self and what you feel and believe. But right now it's playing the game. And there's going to come a time when nothing will work anymore. Nothing, quotation marks, nothing, okay, will not work anymore. And it'll be up to each and everyone's individual decision on how they're prepared and how they want to deal with certain situations. There'll be a time when it'll be the callings of the ones who want to hear. And that is the time when you stand your ground, and then you become the light within the darkness. Stand your ground and speak, because those are the ones now that are going to be listening, because nothing will work. And what I'm trying to tell you right now is that if we are wrong, then let us be wrong. But it's better to be prepared on what is to come in the future, because we want to believe that everything is going to be good. We're going to go back to normal. Our economy is going to be wonderful. There's not going to be all this chaos anymore of people disagreeing with one another. We're just going to all be friendly with love and hug each other. And my gosh, that's more than anything that we want as well. But right now, that's not happening. So, symbols and signs, okay? Be prepared. And what I mean by that is don't go overboard on things, but know your limits. Know where you stand, where you're going to be, how you're going to deal with certain situations. And I'm not saying there's no wrong or right way, but we also do need to protect ourselves. And you have to find your own way on how to do that. If you don't want to, then that's your choice and that's okay. But just remember that it's about being prepared. And being prepared it can be in any type of situation. Always. We're always preparing things, in our everyday life. So, organization, more than anything. What I also saw in this session is that what's happening is there is a very deep, many secrets, if I would say, and there's a reason why the public is not supposed to be involved in this, because it would be at a complete shift within society, lots of fear, blah, 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 blah. We can go into that later. That the reason why things are happening, especially with the virus, is we are changing as a society. We always have been an experiment. Always. And we are being experimented on. And so we really have to be careful and be aware of what we put into our bodies. And many of you might disagree with me, and that's okay. This is what I believe, this is what I've seen, and this is what I've felt. So the fear will come in to control, to allow the control of the human body to be the future of what planet Earth is going to be. And then we will have to make our choices. You know, this has been seen, this has been told on what we allow to put in our bodies. And we will have to come up with a decision eventually in our near future. And we will be doing more sessions on this. I am to the point now where I no longer will allow things to be taken away from these sessions. In the beginning, I wasn't sure whether things should be posted, but more and more now that I'm seeing things that I saw then, I am no longer accepting that. And if I'm going to be judged, then so be it, because this is how I feel, and this is not about being afraid. It's not about not being a light worker, because we all are light workers, but we all have some internal darkness within us too. So it's just being prepared and aware. So I could go on and on more about the session, but I wanted to break that, again, going through that and seeing things, especially when our senses are being manipulated with, if you understand what I'm saying. Some people, when they experience this virus, they will experience their senses being messed with. And there's a reason for that. Again, you know, the experiment of the human society. You know, it's almost as though we take a medication. We don't take a medication. Is it a placebo? It's all an experimentation of the human body. Is that a good or a bad thing? You know, I don't believe that it could be good. Okay, here's what I think. Is it a good or a bad thing? There will always be good and bad. Okay, there's going to be good to it, there's going to be bad to it. But at the same time, we have to also look at, why is there going to be change within us? And we always have been evolving. But if you look at it, it's through the control that's evolving. It's not through nature and natural. It's as though we are trying to be the gods in ways that does not exist for our energy being. It almost goes against who we are. And once this happens, of being the gods to ourselves, it can be total destruction. And this goes back way back in the past, as this has happened before. So there's a few points there. I had written some things down after watching that session, because it was very very deep for me. Again, I want to bring that information out, and you can take it as it is. Believe what you want. And I just want to be able to speak, even if it's draining my energy right now and you're not listening. That's okay. But I have to get this out. I can't be a prisoner of what I feel or see. And to me, I just can't do that. So I'm going to put out what I've seen in these sessions, and there's going to be more to come ahead of time, and many good things, and things that we all might question, you know. But again, I have to say that it's better to be prepared than not be prepared. Really know your outcome of how you're going to deal with certain situations, who you're going to associate yourself with, and what direction you may go. So thank you for listening, and we will see you very soon.